Follow along on our second timer's guide to Paris while we explore some alternatives to popular spots like Versailles and Notre Dame. In a city that has everything, it can be pretty hard to decide which spots to hit when you've already visited all of the must-sees in Paris. We certainly felt that way when planning this trip, which was our third time to Paris together. We honestly felt like some of the places we visited on this trip were just as good, if not better, as their uber famous alternatives. In particular, we were absolutely blown away by Fontainebleau Palace.
We are at Fontainebleau. This is one of the biggest French royal chateaux in France, and we've heard it's a great alternative to Versailles, so we've come down. It's about 55 kilometres southeast from Paris.
Super easy train ride. We got on a train at
Gare de Lyon,
and it was about, 45 minutes?
Yep. Yeah, and we just got an Uber from the station, but there is a free bus as well. So this was a royal residence for the monarchs all the way up to Napoleon III. We don't know much else, but we'll bring you along with us while we find out. It looks so, so beautiful.
Chateau Fontainebleau certainly hits you with its immediate grandeur and beauty when you enter the grounds. The green manicured grass and tree-lined cobblestone streets are flanked by the very picturesque wings of the chateau. As you look forward, you can see the most impressive feature of the courtyard, the famous horseshoe steps, and you can certainly imagine Napoleon standing here farewelling his troops in April 1814 before leaving for exile in Elba. Since this date, the courtyard has been known as the Cour des Adieux, meaning farewell courtyard.
The interior of the palace was just incredible. You could certainly feel Napoleon's penchant for luxury when walking through the palatial rooms. Every room seemed even more beautiful than the last, and we spent hours enjoying the magnificent architecture and opulent furniture. The Queen's room, featuring an incredible bed that was built for Marie Antoinette but actually first used by Napoleon's wife Josephine, was one of my favourite rooms, along with the chapel and the grand ballroom.
While gleefully touring our way through the front courtyard and numerous chateau rooms, we were absolutely oblivious to how large this estate actually was. But that was until we went into the rear garden and could see it for ourselves. This place was huge. First, we enjoyed a quick hot chocolate overlooking the pond, where we were very tempted to hire a rowboat and float around in the sun. But instead we chose to go for a walk through the large gardens, with each spot showcasing a different but equally impressive perspective of the chateau.
Didn't really know how big the grounds were till we sort of came past this tree line and just looked how far it went. It was incredible. Really, really beautiful.
So gorgeous. Literally like a fairy tale.
The sun has just come back out and it is such a spectacular day. Water's glistening and the palace just looks so beautiful in the backdrop.
After our morning at Fontainebleau, we decided to take a walk around Marais. We popped into the Officine Universelle Buly store. You can make custom monogrammed lip balms in-store, which is a really nice touch. If you enjoy history and fragrance, I very much recommend stopping by this beautiful shop.
While in Marais, we took the opportunity to grab a late lunch at La Douze Fallafel, a place that we'd been desperate to try but had never previously been able to make it work. With two equally scary long lines coming out of the restaurant, one for takeaway and one for dine-in, we patiently waited in the takeaway line and surprisingly got our food in about 20 minutes. We shared a falafel pita with eggplant, hummus and chili, which was super delicious, and our only regret was not getting two.
Did you even go to Paris if you didn't see the Eiffel Tower? As we had dinner in the 7th arrondissement, we couldn't help but go and have a peek at the Iron Lady. On our way, we stumbled upon the perfect photo spot on Rue de Monttessuy, which had a great view of the Eiffel Tower and was not crowded at all.
Only a couple of hundred metres from the Eiffel Tower is La Fontaine de Mars, an authentic French culinary institution. With its distinctive pink tablecloth and shop awning, we were so excited to go into this restaurant and try its delicious French food. We certainly weren't disappointed, and if you're in Paris, you must give this restaurant a try.
We have just stepped out of our hotel here in the first arrondissement where we're spending our last night, and we have stumbled across the most beautiful church. It's called the Church of Saint-Germain-l'Auxerrois.
Literally next door to where we're staying, no exaggeration, literally across the road. We didn't realise it till we went through and saw how beautiful it was, and then did a bit of research. But while Notre Dame is under construction at the moment, this is where they're actually holding the services, which we thought was super interesting.
Yeah, since the fire in 2019, so it was a little bit busy in there, but still very beautiful nonetheless.
Busy, what? 20 to 30 people in
Yeah.
there, so not super busy, but yeah, also just surprised how many people were walking to this church, but now it makes a lot of sense seeing that the services are running.
The stained glass is just breathtaking.
It is our last day in Paris.
I am devastated, but I'm sure we'll be back in no time. We're just standing out front of the Louvre right now,
We're going to do Napoleon's apartment section of the Louvre.
and maybe get a nice view of Paris from the Louvre carousel. It will be a great way to spend our final day here.
Final day.
We'll bring you along with us.
The Louvre is a place that you can visit every time you go to Paris and still find new sections and see new art. As we just mentioned, we were planning to explore Napoleon's apartment, but unfortunately it was closed due to extreme hot weather, which was strange as it was only a mildly warm day. While this was disappointing, we made lemonade from lemons and still had a great time exploring the Italian sculptures and ancient Egyptian galleries.
So we just finished on the carousel. It was €15 per person, but we thought it was totally worth it.
Yeah, the views were just absolutely amazing. You could see every single major monument in Paris, and it was just a really lovely 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. If you're at the top of the Eiffel Tower, you don't get to see the Eiffel Tower. If you're at Sacré Coeur, you can't see Sacré Coeur, so it's just a way to see all of them all at once, and it was great. Particularly the Louvre, awesome view of the Louvre.
Totally worth it.
We had a little bit of extra time on our last day here in Paris, and the restaurant we're going to for dinner is right near Sacré Coeur. So we came and had a lovely drink and cocktail at a restaurant, corner sort of bar restaurant in Montmartre, which is really bustling, lots of people around on a Saturday afternoon. And Sacré Coeur is one of the most visited places in all of Paris, and it certainly feels that way today as well. But it's really beautiful and worth coming to.
After our stop by Sacré Coeur, we went for a walk around Montmartre. This neighbourhood is so quintessentially Parisian. Montmartre was largely ignored by Napoleon's renovation of Paris, and so here you will see less large leafy boulevards and more of the cobblestone alleys that are emblematic of medieval Paris. We made an obligatory stop at the sweetest dog park next to Sacré Coeur and headed to a bar called Bimbo for some people watching and spritzers. Our final dinner in Paris was at Le Bon Georges. This was a quaint and classic Parisian bistro that came incredibly highly rated. The main draw cards of this adorable restaurant are the extensive wine list and the decadent chocolate mousse, which I'm slightly ashamed to say we made our way through despite it being a 4-person serving.
If you haven't already watched it, please check out our part 1 of this Paris guide. What we keep learning is that there is no end to the amount of unique and impressive sights to explore and delicious restaurants to try in Paris, even if they aren't on someone's top 10 list of things to do. We still feel like we haven't even scratched the surface of this beautiful city and can't wait to come back here again soon. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to follow along in our future adventures.